And on this episode of Yeah, I kind of want to know what happens next, we have this from Cosmic Book News. No immediate plans for Eternals 2 confirms Kevin Feige. It says the first movie is a massive flop. Who would want a sequel? I want an Eternals 2 because I'm kind of curious of what happened at the end of the movie. At the end of the movie, I know people keep talking about the hand that came out of the ground that's going to be in Captain America 4. I don't care about that. I care about the celestial being that popped up, that over half the world saw, that yeeted Cersei. That's what I'm curious about. You're telling me that a hand in the middle of the ocean, I forgot even what ocean's in, that is causing Marvel fans so many questions, but a dude popped into the atmosphere and grabbed someone and left. And we're not talking about that at all? I don't know, man. I feel like that's kind of a bigger issue going on here. The Earth is a giant egg, and then Thanos apparently saved all the universes by destroying half of the world, half of life. So thus it didn't incubate this celestial being. I don't know. Eternals, it was kind of a crazy movie. I think realistically, if it would have came out, let's just say during the early 2000s, with Spider-Man and Daredevil and Ghost Rider and ones like that, like separate universe movies that weren't connected at all. If the Eternals came out around then and it was just a standalone franchise, I don't think it would have done that terribly. I think it would have been a very average movie. I think the problem is now, when you connect the Eternals to the entire MCU, it makes no sense at all. Because this is a group that's an immortal group of warriors that have been around since the dawn of mankind, that have been helping mankind through the ages and being these guardians of the earth. And they weren't around for any of the major events at all. That their only purpose in life is to fight these deviant type monsters. That's what they're called. And that's it. The deviant monsters that I really feel like anyone on the Avengers wouldn't really have a problem with. I don't know. That's where the Eternals really falls apart, how it's connected to the MCU. Maybe this should have been a group that was on a different planet. That's what I realistically think could have saved this movie. If you would have put this group of characters on a different world somewhere, it would have made a little bit more sense. So the problem again I have with this movie is that it left way too many breadcrumbs for future products, because at the end of it, like I said, Cersei gets abducted. Athena, character played by Angelina Jolie, she's going out to try to find her, and Harry Styles is in it as brother of Thanos, Eros. So yeah, I really feel like that's something that needs to be tied up eventually, and I'm not saying that we're going to get Eternals 2, because as Kevin Feige says, we're not going to get one, but this group's going to have to interact with the Avengers in some way, shape, or form going forward, but I don't really know how that's going to even happen, because their movie did not really connect to the multiverse in any way at all, so I don't really see them fighting the Kangs at all, or teaming up with the Guardians or anything like that. It just seems like they really screwed the pooch on this one. They gave Chloe Zhao way too much going on here. Chloe Zhao, that's an indie director. Yeah, I think she won an Oscar for a movie that no one's ever heard of, but Marvel's a different animal. Connected universe movies, that's a big different animal, and the Eternals, a group that no one's really heard of or anyone really cares about them, I don't know, man. You went into this not really prepared for a winner, it seemed. You were hoping to get a Guardians of the Galaxy, you're hoping to really bang this thing out there, but you didn't have a Chris Pratt. You had a nice collection of actors and actresses, but you didn't really have the main star power guy. Richard Madden plays Icarus. He wasn't bad. I think he might have lived at the end. He flew into the sun out of disgrace, but I'm pretty sure the dude lived at the end. And I think the other problem is that you have Kit Harington playing Black Knight, a character that I loved in the comic books, and I was hoping to see him teaming up with Blade, but if you're not going to get Eternals 2, then is he going to be in it? Is his character scrapped entirely? So it just seems like there were a lot of breadcrumbs with this movie and future products you could have made with it. It's just, you didn't really do it right at all. There were a lot of things wrong with this movie, but it could have been solved if you would have put them in a different universe or on a different planet or something like that. I think that would have made a world's difference, but nope, they decided to go with this. Actually, funny enough now, as I'm doing this review, I just found out that Bill Skarsgård was in this movie. Had no idea he plays the main villain who's playing. I completely forgot what it was. But yeah, it has a really great cast of characters in this. It fell really, really flat on its face, which is a shame because this movie was going to lead to a lot of things. I'm not going to say it was going to have, spawn 10 different sequels, but there was enough going on in this movie to really just keep making more of them. But I doubt we're ever going to see this group again. It just seems like Kevin Feige realizes, hey, I kind of screwed up here. Let's just sweep this under the rug and hope everyone forgets about it. But in the end, what do you guys think about that?